let's discuss the use of the var keyword in C#. These topics seem to be quite controversial and developers have strong opinions about the use of the var keyword. In some companies, you can actually have a policy which strictly forbids the use of the var keyword and forces the developers to use only explicit types. This could be done for several reasons, from the personal preferences of the owners of the company or the top developers, down to the tools that they use to analyze their code, where the var keyword can actually prevent the proper use of these tools. So let's quickly discuss when you should use the var keyword and should you actually use it at all. Okay, let's quickly start with the reasons why you might want to use the var keyword in C#. You might want to use the var keyword to write cleaner code, to do less typing, and the var keyword is actually a must for anonymous types, since we cannot explicitly state their type, and often is used in link queries where the type of the query result might be too complex or not immediately clear. And the only rule, or rather recommendation from Microsoft, is to use the var keyword when the type of the variable is apparent from the right hand side of your assignment. So let's quickly show a few examples and see what that actually means. Let's see when using the var keyword is actually appropriate. We can use it. Let me just type a few examples. And var product. Okay, each one of these is an appropriate use of the var keyword, since we can easily determine what the right hand side of our assignments is. In the first case, this is a string, var name equals John. In the second case, this is a person object, and in the last case, this is a product object. So using the var keyword actually makes the code cleaner and saves us some time, so we don't have to type person or product or string. And now let's see when using the var keyword is actually not appropriate and makes our code difficult to read. Okay, let me delete some of the code. Let's quickly create a method which is called get details, and we're going to simply return John, 25 years old. And now if we decide to use the var keyword in our person class and the get details method, you can see that from the right hand side of our assignment, it is not easy to determine what the return type is. If you don't see the class, if you don't see the code here, it is not clear if the details is a string, if it's a object, if it's a list of objects. So this is not an appropriate use of the var keyword, and you should actually specify the return type. You should be using string details equals person get details in order to make sure that your code is clear and easy to read. And now let's quickly see the use of the var keyword when we are dealing with anonymous types. I have updated my person class. I added the name and age properties, and we are simply creating a list of person objects which is called people, where we add two new person objects, John Miller, age 41, and Jane Smith, age 25, and we create a anonymous type which is created right here when we select the new person name and age. This is our anonymous type with two properties, name and age. Let's actually add another property quickly. Let's make this description equals person name is person age. Let me move this down, is years old. Person name is person age years old, and now we can use the anonymous type to print the description for each one of our people in the people list. So let's do that quickly. For each var person in selected people, we can go console, right line, actually person description, one last line here, console, read line, and if we run our code, we're going to see that John Miller is 41 years old and Jane Smith is 25 years old. And this is when using the var keyword is actually appropriate and a must, since we are creating anonymous type on the fly and we cannot determine the type of the right-hand side expression. Now let's create one last example. I'm going to modify my code a little bit, and we are going to still use anonymous types to demonstrate the use of the var keyword in C#. So let's do that quickly. I'm going to create my list of person objects. Again, it is called persons, and we're going to create our orders list. What is different from the previous code example, we have an ID, which means that we can actually print the amount of orders for each person using the ID. So let's modify our selected people. We're going to call it something else. Okay, I'm just going to paste my code here. So it's personal order totals. From person in persons, we join the persons with the orders based on their ID. And this is going to help us print the number of orders for each person. So let's do that. Next, for, let's call it person details maybe, and we're going to print to the console the number of orders for each person. Okay, we're going to print the name first. Name has a total of number of orders, and we can now run the code, and let's actually format our string. Okay, and now if I run the code, we're going to get the John Doe has a total of 300 orders and Jane Smith has a total of 300 orders as well. So let's quickly summarize when to use the var keyword in C#. You should only use the var keyword if the right hand side of your assignment is actually very easy to determine. And you should also make sure that you follow your company's policy, as some companies might not allow the use of the var keyword. And that was the last example for today. If you like my videos, hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.